one of the stars from the league season was Dhruv Jurel from Rajasthan Royals, and he's joined the New Indian Express for this candid conversation. Thank you, Dhruv, for talking with the New Indian Express. First thoughts on how the season has been so far for you?
Right, it was amazing. Like I never dreamt that I could play like this level of cricket like so easily because I worked hard and I got a chance, I got the opportunity, and I think I grabbed it with my both hands because uh, if you ask me in the starting of the tournament, I I I, I can't say that I'm gonna play 13 matches for the team, and eventually I ended up with playing 13 matches, so it was good. So I think it was my hard work and everything was in line before the season. I was doing right things.
You started as an impact player substitute before actually becoming a part of the main 11, depending upon whether team starts chasing or batting first. That in itself tells how well you have done. But can you talk about the kind of work that you put in, on the off season as well as the season before, because you have been with the RR since 2022, and but you only got to play this season. The last entire season of 2022, you have just been working behind the scenes. Could you talk about how was that and what are the things that you worked on? Considering that you had played the under 19 World Cup, you have been through the grind in the domestic cricket, but how was this level of an upgrade when you entered the IPL in 2022, and what you needed to work on since then?
So first thing, when the last day was like in 2022, when we had a final against GT, so we lost the match and we had a team briefing. So I went to Sangha sir and I'm asking him about if I get a chance next season, what would be the number be like 6, 7. So he explicitly told me that you're gonna play at 6, 7. So you have to train like that. So from now on, I started by betting like scenarios. If I get batting, like if you're playing at 6, 7, you will get like 3 overs, 2 overs, max to max 4 overs. So you have to train like that. So I used to hit like you would say 100, 150 sixes in a day to get that
Wow.
muscle memory. Yeah, to get that muscle memory. And I got a chance as an impact player. And this is like, I think this is my rule. Like impact rule is for me. Like I feel that because we had a like so much players like who played for country, who are legends for the country, playing in the 11, and it's very difficult to be in that 11. And the additional one player, like I would say, changed my life. So I got a chance as an impact player. So I was well prepared for it.
You you started out as a a reluctant someone who was not very affinity had a lot of affinity towards the wicket keeping gloves, but that kind of changed your life and you are a top order batter. So how do you uh, adapt along the way with all the challenges that has come, especially with respect to your cricketing aspect of it? Because you are a top order batter, you didn't want to keep wickets, you miss out, and then you take keeping seriously, and now you have to be a middle order batter. Challenges kept coming your way, and how do you the mentality part of it? Where does that come in from?
Yeah, like I'm recalling one quote from Bruce Lee: "You have to be water, my friend." So whether it is opening or 6, 7 up, you have to be like that. I'm doing it. You can't make excuses that this is not my number. I can't do it because today's cricket is so fast that you'll get your chance. If you can't do anything, there's another one who can grab your chance. So it's just like if you're getting 6, 7 opening, whether even if I'm not a batsman, if I'm getting a chance as a wicketkeeper too, you have to do wicket keeping too, because you have to come out from the comfort zone and do the things for the team, which help a team to get a good win.
You the mentality part of it that you just spoke about. I want to ask about the Instagram bio that you have, Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
Could you speak about that, where that comes from, how you brought it on yourself, or where does it come from? Could you explain about the bio and how
So
you?
I'm a big fan of Kobe Bryant,
Yeah,
right? And I'm a
yeah.
big fan of basketball too. I watch every game. Uh, so like you can say that I am a big fan of mad people like David Goggins and Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. Like how they like keep themselves like so mentally fit that he is just like that. Have you heard about Kobe Bryant? What his training schedules be like? Like that guy only sleep for 3 to 4 hours in a day. Like how? Like he's also a guy. I'm also a guy. I can also do it. So that's kind of mentally I always try to look on and seek on that I can do it also. So it's just like that.
How do you actually work towards this mentality? Trying to bring your mentality is one thing, but how do you practice it? What kind of work, uh, or is there any kind of routine to do list that you do? How do you bring in that mentality?
So I just I just want to just keep things simple as that because I I always think that you if you control this. If this is not in your hand, just don't. Just don't divert your mind that side because if you practice hard or work hard, sometime you will see the result of it, or sometime don't. But you have to be on that person that you're doing something for yourself. Otherwise, thinking too much, which is not in your hand. So just I try to keep single, like keep think simple as that. And the major part which like made a huge impact on my career is a visualization, manifestation, where I like this is my schedule when I go to sleep. I visualize for like 5, 10 minutes. It's gonna happen. Manifest that yes, I can do it. I can do it. So it helped me a lot.
You didn't keep during this season. There is also another top order batter in your team who was a wicket keeper who didn't keep wickets. And in some of the frames, we could see your under 19 teammate keep picking someone's year or other. So whose years were you picking through your time with RR? Whose brains were you constantly picking, or like talking about your cricket or things in general, given the kind of star-studded lineup that RR has?
Any player?
Yeah, yeah, anyone you can name, anyone specific you can give. Like for example, Josh Butler again. He is someone who has batted in different positions uh, for the England team. He opens in D20s, bats at 5, 6 in ODIs. Uh, has his share of challenges with the Test team as well. So, what kind of conversations you have with them whenever you get a chance?
I could talk to George by much, but because he loves to be in his shell. So there's a new comer from England team who got tons of run for England, Joe Root. So
Yeah.
I always spoke to him, and he's so humble. When I was coming back to my uh, home, he came to me and told me that I'm expecting to that you will get touch in me, like you'll be in the touch with me off season, that you will message me because I know that you are gonna be the superstar because I can see the potential in you. So it just he's so humble when like I'll tell you the story when I'm paired up where I'm going next. Then he always come to me. Do you need anything? Or do you need gloves? I was little embarrassed that he got 11,000 runs in test and he's like talking to me
Yeah.
like he's a junior player. So he always comes to I don't know why, but I just it's just a question why he's like that. Like I never met a person like him.
You're you're back at your home, and we can see the kind of trophies behind you. Uh, and for you, taking up cricket is itself is a struggle of sorts where you had to fight your way to follow your passion. Could you just uh, talk about a little bit about from where you started to where you are right now. Given that your parents watched you play this season, how was that, and how do they feel from? How has this journey has been so far? I know there is a long way to go, but this so far is still a big step for you. So, would you talk about that? How was that for you and your parents, especially playing in front of your parents is always special for any player.
First of all, my parents were not supportive at all when I started playing cricket because, as you know, I belong to the Indian Army. Like my father was in Indian Army, so there's a government sort of background. So they always talk about that you have to take government job to secure your life and our life as well. So I never like really when I was till 6, 7, I always wanted to join army. That then my mind shifted to the cricket because I used to play street cricket a lot. So I always tell Papa that just give me one chance. I want to join academy and play professionally. And he said no, no, no. Like he always keeps keeping like next year, next year, next year. So in eighth standard, one of my friends decided to go and join something. So it was swimming pool. So I watched children are playing on the ground. So I thought I'll try professionally. So I enrolled myself into cricket. That's how my cricket started. And one day my father was reading newspaper and he saw my name on it. So he called me and like there's a guy who is playing cricket with your name. Like when Papa it's me. So it was like kind of embarrassment. And it was like very, very emotional moment. And because then my papa got to realize that okay, you can play. Then after 2 days, I need a kit. For middle class family, it's very big
Yeah,
thing to afford a cricket kit. Like it was very expensive for us.
yeah.
So so I started blackmailing my parents. If you don't go there, I'll run away from the house. So my mother got scared and she sold her gold chains to get me a kit. So it was so emotional moment.
I've read that how you reacted at that point, but given the things that you've seen in life and how far you have come, looking back from where you are right now, how important that moment, where mom decided to sell her jewelry to get you a kid back. Uh, how do you reflect on that? Uh, because kids react differently when parents do things for them. That you got what you wanted, that's all that matters. But as you grow up,
Yeah.
you realize it's very different.
Like uh, when I was small, I didn't realize, to be honest, that
Yeah,
she
yeah,
made a sacrifice for me. But when I played, when I start playing a good amount of cricket, so I got to know. So I decided when I get a good amount of money, I'll give someone, I'll give something to my mom. So last year I gave golden bangles to my mom. So she was super happy and crying.
how was the for them? How is it for them to watch you play in the IPL this season from the ground? uh, I assume they were there for one of the matches in Jaipur.
Yeah. I, like my friend told me that when I stepped on to the ground when I was going to bat, so see like my father got emotional, like he was like end of the words to cry. So like then I met my parents in the hotel. So my father told me like very emotionally that this is the best day of my life. So it was good, mom.
Coming back to your cricket, you have played the kind of knocks which is uh, quite a few years ago would have called cameos, but it is in this day and age, these are the kind of T20 knocks that is expected of any batter who comes into bat, whether it's a 15 ball 30 or a 10 ball 20. Like say 5 6 plays, score a 15 ball 35, the job is done. It's that kind of direction in which the game is progressing. And You seem unfazed in any situation, irrespective of the match situation or the bowler that comes into bowl. Uh, how do you handle the stage. Practicing muscle memory is one thing, but handling the stage of playing in front of a packed stadium, because you don't get that in domestic cricket, not in age group cricket. But in IPL, you're playing in front of 35, 40,000 people, and yet it felt like you you're so unfazed that uh, everything around you is just gone mute and you're just facing the ball. At least that's what it felt from outside. So how do you actually look at
I think it's up to you how you take the pressure. Like for me, I just watch the ball and play. And the first thing I enter the ground, I shut all the noise from outside. I just watch the ball and play, no matter what, who the bowler is bowling, how the wicket is going. Because and like at the last, I want to play ball, not a bowler. So it's just kind of mentality which I carry, which make my game simple and like easy to get going.
uh, I also wanted to ask because we have done this job for RR as a finisher, and you've done it very well. But what, where would you actually want to bat? Like, what kind of knocks do you actually prefer? Whether it's kind what Butler has played. For the last couple of seasons, we have seen that he takes his time, 10, 15 balls, and then goes on to score an 80 or a 90 or 50 balls. His acceleration rate is so high, like what Virat Kohli does. Then there is someone like SSV Jaiswal, that's what he has shown, is going from the ball go, and he maintains the sustained, strike rate of sorts. How do you approach that, this particular format at least?
Like I'm the person uh, who never look up to the expectations. Like I don't expect anything from anyone because it eventually hurts you. And I always think that whatever the number management will be, I'm up for it because I never thought about it if that I'll be batting at number 3 or 4 or 5. It just unless until my team is winning, I'm happy, more than happy. So just wherever they give me, I'm ready always. I can do opening as well. I can play
Yeah.
6 7 numbers. So there is nothing that I get to worry about it.
It's often said in this day and age where uh, players prefer white ball cricket, which is also a global trend for various reasons, where T20 is the way to go and franchise cricket is the way to go. But I saw a video where you said you want to play 200 tests for India during the Under 19 World Cup. So, could you talk about your all format player is something that's becoming a rare breed of sorts. But could you talk about that aspiration and you wanting to become an all format player of sorts?
I love playing red ball cricket. I don't know why. Like it's a class of cricket. Like if like when you see that you'll get like tested in all aspects like batting, bowling because you have time. That you're not not like T20 you're going or you have like certain amount of balls you have to do like you have days, not 1 day days. You have 4 days, 5 days. You have to be like your temperament should be tested, your class should be tested, your skill should be tested, your mindset should be tested, like everything should be tested. So it kind of like which fascinates me a lot. So I love playing red ball cricket.
Uh, so how how far along are you seeing yourself in red ball cricket, and where do you want to end up uh, as a test cricketer since that's what you want to become?
That's a good question, but I'm not thinking at all. I'm just taking 1 day at a time.
Great. Before I let you go, I have to ask. Uh, we through the season you have seen a lot of your idols. Some of them who started playing cricket even before you were born, uh, including someone named MS Dhoni. We have, we saw your social media post as well. Nobody knows if it's his last season except him. Nobody knows whether he'll play next season or not. But
I don't think it is last. I don't think so. We gotta play one.
we all want one more. Everybody wants one more of him. Uh, but how was that moment for you? What was, if you have to pick one moment from this IPL? How was meeting him, and what are the conversation you are in? Because uh, it's become a routine of sorts. After every match, players go and just surround him and sorts. What were you talking about? What was he telling?
My best moment when I was talking to my bhai, and then after that conversation, I got to know why he's so special. Because when I was talking to him, like he was telling me such a simple thing, which he did almost 20 years, 18 years in his career, that you have to watch the ball, just get your plan A first. Then it's not working, then B. Just be confident, practice like that. He was just spitting the facts that ये तो मेरे को भी पता है. Like that thing I know also. But
Yeah.
the thing is, he was stick on it. He's sticking on it and doing his work. Like you generation be like that. They are like going like they're like they are so confused. That's the thing. He told me that you don't have to be confused. Just plan, execute. If doesn't go that way, plan and execute. You have to do it like every time. So that's why he's so Mr. Finisher.
Uh, the IPL is, at least for you, it's come to an end. It's ending in a week. The
Yeah.
domestic season is going to begin. I know you don't have a long-term goals, but what next for you from here on? Where do you want to build on the, things you have done so far?
Like domestic season is gonna be starting in like 2-3 months. So I'm gonna use this off season as much as I can. I want to improve my fitness. I want to improve my like temperament. I want to improve my skills. So just small things I have to work on. I want to tick small boxes because I make notes what I have to work on. So I'm just like want to tick that notes that at least I'm working towards something. That's simple.
Mm. Thank you so much once again, Dhruv. You have surely made an impact. The impact player role that brought you in. You have made an impact this season, and wish you all the very best for the upcoming domestic season as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.